Here we go, starting with Division 4 today. It's going to be Division 4, then Division 2, and then finally Division 1 to top it off. Let's just fix the team's names here, and then we're good to go. Psychos, I believe. Lego Empires, Division 4, not Division 1 just yet. Alright, I hope you can hear me. The sound levels should be levels should be lower than usual, but I'll do my best to talk clearly here, and hopefully you can hear me above the game sounds, noises, or whatever we call them. Alright, let's introduce Cunning Linguist here first. We have in the pocket position, we have Octopus here with the Franks. Best civ in the game, my absolute favorite. Playing the cavalry role here, probably going to start with scouts and follow up with knights into paladins and cavaliers or whatnot, but Franks, in a pinch, they have decent halberdiers if the other team's cavalry take over, and they also have an option to counter enemy infantry with throwing axemen from the Franks' cheap castles. So we'll see how it pans out here. To the top side here for Octopus is Dr. Jude. And I'm talking about Psychos, of course, not Cunning Linguist, but Psychos with Frank's Pocket. Dr. Dude on the flank here with Hans. Interesting. He might be thinking about the Cav Archers long term here, but we'll probably open something infantry-like and then into like a Drush or Men-at-Arms into Archers, and then follow up with Cav Archers or even Knights and these kinds of things later on. We'll see what this Arabia game brings us. And finally, for Psychos, we have Marius here in the orange playing as Ethiopians, one of the absolute better archer civilizations in the game. It's basically their go-to. They have archers that fire 20% faster, but an additional bonus that helps them transition through the ages is that they are granted 100 food, 100 gold upon reaching each age as well. So that, for example, if you want to go for the Men-at-Arms, you essentially get the Men-at-Arms and the food cost for one militia for free. So you could open Men-at-Arms, 22 Men-at-Arms, but then even go for 4 Men-at-Arms if you want to, without it having too much of an impact on your economy. I see Oxen is already on the move here. He is flank for Cunning Linguist, playing as the Saracens here. In the blue, also another archer civilization, but should be falling behind to Ethiopians in both because of Ethiopians' extra resources and the fact that the Ethiopians archers fire faster. In return, Saracens, though they don't have any Dark Age eco bonus, they can use their market to tweak their economy to more easily keep archers production even if they're under pressure otherwise. Let's see for the pocket position for Cunning Linguist here. That would be Pinky here in the red, playing as Lithuanians, another very solid cavalry civilization, who will want to contest relics as the game goes on here, because if you collect the relics, you'll be getting +1 attack for your knights and Cavaliers Paladin, also your unique unit Elitis, up until a cap of +4 attack, which is already a significant bonus against Franks, who admittedly will have more hit points on the Cavaliers and Paladins, but will not be able to match the Lithuanians' attack. And finally, Ethiopians in the north as well for Randy Panda. We see the barracks going up here at 19 pop, suggesting a Men-at-Arms build order here for the teal player. Hello, Alkolner. I see you're in the chat with the angry housewife. Dr. Dude is on the move. Unintentional rhyme right there, but he is gathering some scouting intel here. Has found the berries, has not found the TC, thankfully, otherwise he might run straight into it here. Some extensive walling from the pocket here, surprisingly. Wants to make sure that no enemy scouts can harm. Usually, if you're in the pocket position, you don't necessarily need to stress your full Dark Age walls, unless you want to go straight fast castle, that is, which could be very powerful here, but that's not the case for Pinky, I believe, because Pinky is also on the way to the feudal age here, with an 18 population, actually. So that's a pretty early up there for Lithuanians, albeit, yeah, getting how much of a head start to Franks there? Franks did not click up yet. Okay, so this is huge for Pinky here, going up pretty darn early here. Let's see their resources. Yeah, there's even food here to produce scouts. Pinky is not messing around there. He's going to pump out the scouts right after his barracks finishes. So that's a bit of a setback with the early walling. And the timing here, that the walls cost quite a bit of wood, so you can't just instantly drop the stable. There's still a head start over the Franks here though, with Octopus apparently going for a greedy fast castle here. Okay, I changed my mind. This could be if the Franks player is able to wall off and not take any early damage here and pull off that fast castle. That's going to be huge, because Octopus, since he's not seems to be planning to invest into scouts here, will be able to get to knights a lot earlier and multiple theses a lot earlier than the opposing pocket. So, ooh, what's going on there? Akkal-AOE with the donation. Thank you
That's
much.
what I have left on my PayPal. Get 10 of a beer for it. Scal.
Money well spent, man. Money well spent, my bunny. That also goes into the prize pool of open season, which isn't completed yet, my own tournament, so much appreciated. Tom Lobby, god kväll. Appreciate you stopping by as well. Alright, the men-at-arms are in here for auction. Saracen's men-at-arms to hit the hunt of Marius here. We have the similar population between the two here in terms of builders, but Oxen with military here is looking to do some men-at-arms damage, but Marius is mirroring the approach, and he's here with the Ethiopian's men-at-arms as well, so they're both doing damage to each other, hitting the food source. Whereas Oxen will be moving further here. Does Oxen have the range up? He does indeed. So he'll have an easier time cleaning up the men-at-arms here than is the case for our orange friend over here, who seems to be panicking a little bit here and trying to fight off men-at-arms with villagers. That's always going to cost you some villagers' lives, unfortunately. So good value here from Oxen, I would say. Let's see if we can find the KD here in the stats. Killed 2 eco units here, as you can see, so 2 villagers down now for Marius here. And another one, the pocket scouts. Pinky and Oxen are doing work here. They're incapacitating the Ethiopian's flank here. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see the men-at-arms. Yeah, I think they've been cleaned up now by Octopus's... I'm sorry, Octopus's... Never mind that. Marius is the name. His men-at-arms are about to be cleaned up by Oxen's archers here. Oxen, I don't think he took any villager losses yet. Yeah, he didn't lose any villagers. You can see Pinky killing 1 villagers as well, and Marius is 3 villagers down. But behind this, they're not really addressing the pocket over here, right? Pinky here is here to hit, but the Franks player, Octopus, seems to be fully walled here. But he keeps the gate open. No! He's gonna lose villagers now. Or will he? Vilek. Oh, he actually tries to debate the scouts out there. That's a nice play, actually, to try and lure the scouts back out through the gate there. Albeit maybe unintentionally there. Some house walls, some very compact walls here for the Franks. But look at that castle age timing. That could be huge for Psychos here with solid head start to the castle age. I'm gonna look at Pinky's resources here. Nowhere near, or I mean close, but not anywhere near matching Octopus's uptime here. We have some yellow scouts from Dr. Dude to hit Randy Panda on the other flank here. So Psychos actually hunts scouts. Okay, so no scouts from Octopus in the pocket, but the hunts flank is going scouts into into what here? Going to gold at least, so that would suggest archer scouts into cavalry archers probably, because then you'd have the stables up already to go into bloodlines and husbandry as you'd need for the cavalry archers later on. Uh-oh, Dr. Dude, mind your scouts. Watch your armies. Wake up and smell the coffee. You gotta run away from here. Ah, there we go. Good job. And Pinky here, safe and sound with his 35 villagers population now. Going to go into Castlage with an amazing economy here when he eventually clicks up here. I think it's a matter of placing that second building. The blacksmith is being rushed up right now. And Pinky will be pumping out those Lithuanian knights as well. But the issue here is that Octopus is up. Did not lose any villagers, did he? I did lose one villager to the scouts of Pinky, so that's something, but not a huge loss, all things considered, seeing as Octopus here is able to produce out of one stable and get those knights out to work together with whoever is needed. With knights out on the field now cleaning up Oxen's archers here, which are still field-age units, shouldn't be an issue. We see a flare to the north as well, where Randy Panda has some archers out and is working together with Dr. Dude here, but this is an army that's going to struggle if Octopus enters the field with the knights here. I see some movement here again. Pinky with just one scout here, gathering some scouting intel in Oxen's base here, apparently. They're teammates, so he only needs a market to do that. But hey, who am I to judge? Let's see, 2 knights, that's not enough to clean it up. There are 2 spears here as well. I think these knights go down, no problem. There are Ethiopian archers as well. They have fletching, so they should be dealing decent damage. Even if the knights had +2 here, 2 knights aren't enough. But they're certainly doing work here and diminishing the numbers of... damn it, missed the typo. I gotta fix that typo. Cunning. Cunning. Linguist. Let's make that a small I as well. Linguisty. Linguist. There we go. Hope I didn't crush Capital H while doing that. Oh, looks like we're alright here. So I'm concerned for Oxen's well-being here, because he's on the flank position with the Saracens here. He's not, I mean, he's been a bit of the aggressor, but he really needs to wall this side as well. When you're on the flank and not walled, even if the map is as open like this, you're very much subject to a 2v2 here, especially considering that his teammate Randy Panda seems to be full walled at home. So the natural approach for the opposing team would be to go 2 vs 1 against Oxen now, and then if they succeed in doing some serious damage, they could move on to the pocket later on. So, but Oxen, he does have a decent military numbers here. He seems to be outnumbering Marius, because Marius took some serious hits earlier on here to the coordinated efforts of Oxen and Pinky. Pinky is in the cast stage as well, and we'll have to keep an eye on that relic count as the game moves on, because that's what's going to give Lithuanians an attack boost to their Knights line units. Octopus with 5 knights total now. Does he want to go for the pocket here? Is that it? Nah, he's gonna go for Oxen here. Oxen's very exposed economy here and get some juicy villager kills here on the golds. I see a military lead slightly for Cunning Linguist here. But look at the knights count. There are more knights for the Franks here. Both pockets. Let's have a look at the upgrades here. Franks obviously don't get bloodlines, so we can't be looking at bloodlines for Franks, but we can look at the actual upgrades here, and that seems similar for both cavalry players here. Marius with a forward here as well to hit the forward gold for Oxen here. Not sure why Oxen is taking that one when he has a mine over here already, but I guess he was relocating due to the advances of the Octopus here. Oxen is in the castle as well, now taking crossbow, and our Ethiopian friend in the north is also getting those upgrades for the archers. Where's crossbow though? Is it queued? Yeah, it's behind archers. Classic mistake to queue crossbows behind a few archers in the ranges, so it kicks in a lot later than you'd expect. But look at the production here. I love the production of of Cunning Linguist here in the Archers department. That's a big advantage for them over the opposing team here already, seeing as no Archers production for Marius, no Cavalry Archer production for Dr. Dude here, so Cunning Linguist are going to take the military lead here. Good cleanup there for Oxen and Pinky by the looks of it. Still looking at the numbers here, it's a solid lead as we see multiple TCs on both flanks here, so they're going into a bit of a boom here to secure more resources. Cavalry Archers reaching larger numbers here for Dr. Dude, so he should have some solid raiding potential. Good pocket play from Pinky as well to spread out the knights on either side here to assist his teammates. But Octopus again looking for the raids on Oxen here, and he should have an easy time contesting Oxen's golds here, since Oxen doesn't really have a town center on the gold here. He has the woodline secured though, so that's something of course. So we're 26 minutes in, and Oxen is losing more numbers here. Let's have a look at the Eco KD. Oxen has lost a lot of villagers here in this game. So lacking those walls certainly hurt Oxen here, but it was more serious for Marius, I'd say, still to lose these villagers earlier on than was the case for Oxen. Some great raids from Octopus here though is really incapacitating Oxen here, and maybe even forcing Oxen to pull his crossbows back home here. Skirmisher defense from Marius, not something you usually see in team games, because if Oxen had assistance from his pocket Pinky here with some knights, then the skirmishers are a no-go. You simply can't use skirmishers when knights are on the field. They will shred the skirmishers getting close. Look at the knights rate, so good. Kills here. Oxen has lost so many villagers here. It's down to 26 villagers. Is there a comeback possible here for the blue player? How would I know? 3 TCs for the Huns now, going into full boom here. Villager number is higher for Psychos here, so they have a better boom going for them. Taking the hill here for Randy Panda as well. That's some good positioning, but in the meantime, Octopus has some knights in to raid the pocket now, which I think is a good call to also limit the production of Pinky here. Maybe get some villager snipes and limit the knights production, which seems to be more consistent for Cunning team here. Another stable going up even here for Pinky. Crossbows fighting elite skirms here. Oxen with 2 rangers, I think, with the Saracens. First and foremost, you want that market. You can't play Saracens. There it is, by the way. But you want the market. You could use that to adjust your economy. Even if you're low on villagers, you could still sell food or sell wood or buy whatever you need because of the better market prices. So in theory, Oxen could have had more ranges working here, even with low population. His floating wood here could sell some wood for gold to keep the ranges producing. Right now, he actually isn't producing, and is floating both gold and wood here. So that's one to keep in mind. Even if you're under pressure, if you have the resources to produce army, just do it. This is going to be a horrible run-in for Oxen's armies, though. It's going to be slaughtered by knights and elite skirms here. So this, unfortunately, this is looking rough for the blue player. On the other side, we have Cav-Archers doing some decent work against the Ethiopians' crossbows here, though. So Dr. Dude, if you look at the hit points, he has bloodlines in. He is so he's double the hit points of the crossbows here. It's still a bit of a setback that the Ethiopians' crossbows fire faster, and if Randy Panda somehow is able to get up to the Imperial Age earlier, he will also have Arbalesters to contest these numbers. I think Dr. Dude can engage here though. He has the ability to hit and run, of course, but he has should have more hit points overall here. Yeah, look at the graph here. It's 400 more hit points overall, and the range should be roughly the same here. It's 1 more range for the crossbows, but that's not a huge deal when you can hit and run and catch up. Look at the raids from Purple though. Octopus MVP again here for his team with the early Frank's Knights, forcing Oxen's pocket player to help out here to diminish the Frank's Knights numbers. Both players producing Knights, but Pinky with 3 stables producing and Octopus only with 2. Nice, we have some raiding in the north here with Dr. Dude breaking through Randy Pana's walls here, causing some idle time. Could have a look at the idle eco and idle TC timers here, that should be interesting. Seems like Psychos are doing a better job at keeping villager production here overall, which shows in the villager count as well. They're almost 40 villagers ahead here. More ranges for Dr. Dude, he really wants to double up on the Cav Archers here, and thanks to the hit and run of the Cav Archers, he can also run and catch up with Randy Panda with some crossbow raids in his base here. Let's see for Dr. Dudo and the villager KD here, Eco KD. Yeah, it's not too pretty. No villagers killed, 16 lost here. Octopus with 32 villagers kills as well. I'd say Psychos have a good KD working for them here, so they're out-armying Cunning now, and definitely out-moving them as well, since Oxen still is at 28 villagers only here. Big fight in the middle is still gonna be the Franks fight to win, I think. Let's see the relic count for the Lithuanians. 2 relics, so that's extra attack for Pinky here, but and still not going to be able to take great fights with a mix of crossbows, pikemen, and knights here from Psychos. So Psychos at this point seem to have a little bit better team communication than the other team, or just better execution. They're safer at home overall. Oxen still not walled here on Arabia. Granted, it's a very, very open map, but when you're on the flank, you need to secure your economy better than this, either by TC's presence on the core resources here, or simply by walls, stone walls, if you absolutely have to, but that's usually not the answer. Palisades are better in the early game to keep the aggression out. Pinky is here, he has the superior... No, I actually doesn't have superior Knights numbers anymore, but he's keeping better production behind this. And then fight shouldn't be too bad, considering that these are 3 relics Lithuanians Knights. Economy as well, if you're looking at it, we might be seeing Franks going Imperial Age first here. But let's see for the fighting here how it turns out in the end. It's a cleanup for Pinky and his team here, by the looks of it. Cav Archer raids again here in Randy Panda's base, keeping the crossbow numbers of Randy Panda down here, and Dr. Dude seems to be holding his own pretty decent here, but there are Frank's Knights here as well, so some good teamwork execution here on both sides from Psychos here. They are still with 60 villagers lead here or so, and also 30 villagers. So I'm voting for Psychos in this game so far. Nice castle on the hill for Randy Panda though, to keep the enemy from backing off to this hill for extra damage advantage. Yeah, Randy Panda under some serious distress here now. Chooses to relocate a bit of his economy to the side here. Can't fight off this on his own, even with the faster shooting Ethiopian's crossbows. It might actually be time to scream for help or double up on the production, as Randy Panda is doing here. Oxen with the TC on the gold now, so that further secures the gold over here, which is nice to see. And there's a flare to the side here as well. Whose point of view am I on? I think I'm on Purple's pub here. As more villagers go down. Yeah, it's not looking good for Cunning Linguist here, especially Oxen still on 40 villagers here, has been subject to some serious raids, whereas we have Psychos and the Huns here going to the Imperial Age, going to go for those heavy cavalry archers, 38 of them now. That's a force that is to be reckoned with. Lithuanians castle in Oxen's home base here now, so being a real good teammate here now, Pinky, to help secure his teammates' golds and farms over here, as Oxen is struggling for population and has some serious rebooming to do here. I think Oxen isn't queuing villagers either. I believe this might be the villager queue, and yeah. Imperialates for Randy Panda as well. That's pretty impressive given all the pressure that has been here, but he's relocating. He has some presence on the hills here as well. And Octopus isn't quite engaging for the moment. I kind of feel like both teams have are struggling with to close this game out. We have a almost 30 military lead for Psychos and 70 villagers lead in the economy, so there's no reason for Psychos not to clean up this game and close it out. They're leading in every regard here with Dr. Dude reaching the Imperial Age here. The other two teammates slightly behind though. Let's see their resources here if they're about to click up anytime soon. Octopus struggling for gold, Marius struggling for food. So yeah, things might change here with two players reaching Imperial Age for Cunning Linguist. We'll have 38 knights to become Cavalier with that Lithuanian's relics bonus. So maybe Pinky could actually turn this around. He has some good raids going on here. We'll have to be careful not to lose those to the mass cavalry archers though. Pinky, just chill here, wait, save your armies for Imperial Age. This is a waste. Yeah, I don't love this engagement. Crossbows you might be able to take out, but cav archers they can so easily hide in choke points, and Cunning Linguist, they are down 30 military total here, no matter how you look at it, so they can't really engage comfortably here. I like that Pinky is pulling back now. It's 1 minute to go for the next age. We have some serious masses of Ethiopians crossbows here to become Arbalest very soon as well. Let's see if this Imperial Age for Randy Panda just makes the fights bearable here. We have Imperial Age and heavy cavalry archers for Dr. Dude here, but now he's up against a stronger army here, I believe. Look at the hit points between those two, and Octopus isn't joining in on the fight here. Both teal and yellow are in the Imperial Age, so they should be queuing trebs. That's the case for teal here. And for yellow as well, queuing them in the backwardmost castle. Where is Arbalest though? Bracer is on the way in for Randy Panda here, but no Arbalest yet. This is struggling a bit with the economy to afford it. Not really, shouldn't be an issue. Cavalier and Blade Barding and Arbalest now for Randy Panda. This is a strong force on this side here. Look at these tables producing as well. 43 knights now to only 24 of Psychos, and Octopus seems to be stuck in the castle age here, which is not good news for the Frank's pocket, falling that much behind the Lithuanian's pocket on the other team. Meanwhile, Marius is pushing on his own here with the faster firing Ethiopian archers and a couple of siege units here. Oxen is the bait for now, is going to try and hold it here on his own as best as he can. This red castle is helping out as well. But with the push going on in the north, there's a good chance that Pinky and Randy Panda clean up basically all of the armor clear for yellow and purple. And if they are able to do that, then that certainly shifts the game around here. Then Hans might be out of the game and they could start pressuring the Frank's pocket, who isn't in Imperial yet. He keeps pumping out units. But we'll see how it goes. I see that Oxen is pushing in the south side as well. How's he doing here? Siege push not quite working out here in the middle of Frank's Knights doing some work here. Still, though, Octopus, you really need to get to the Imperial Age here. You're far behind. Use your market, sell some food, sell wood, do whatever you need to get to that next stage. Go stop some Knights production maybe. Just this isn't winnable if Franks don't make it to the Imperial Age here. And Cunning Linguist now, they are with the military lead. They are still behind the villagers, but look at Paladin on the way for Lithuanians here. That's just a ginormous lead over over the other pocket here for the Lithuanians, so that might just be the winning move here. Pinky actually being able to afford Paladin here. They're not working together though, and I don't like that. The Arbs are on their own here with the traps for Randy Panda. The Knights will go down to the Arbs, of course. But if they work together, they'll have an easier time taking out Cavalry Archers with a mix of Paladin and Cavalry Archer here. Okay, so Pinky continues to raid there, only 30 seconds left to Paladin. I think that's why he's a little bit hesitant to engage here. But again, he should be working together with his teammate there. They're pushing down castles, which is great news over here. But still want Paladins to accompany the Arbalists, so it's not going to be easy for any enemy units to focus them down. We see Marius is here with Arbalists as well in the far north, so he's desperately needed on the top side here. All three armies of Psychos in the north now to try and hold off the pressure from Cunning. Look at these Paladin numbers! That's a GG number in its own here now with 49 Paladins and Octopus still not in the Imperial Age here. Let's see for the south side again, Paladins denying a castle here as well, working together with Oxen, with the crossbows, Oxen still in the castle age as well, but with the sheer force of Lithuanians Paladins here, that is almost enough to clean up the game in itself here. Psychos, they need mass halberdier and they need it quick. We see the barracks going up here, but it's going to be too late, unfortunately. Ethiopians, they get pikemen instantly, so they don't need to research pikemen to get to the halberdiers here, but it's still an investment. 600 gold, 300 food, and you need the numbers before they are truly efficient as well. Just engage here, patrol in, take the fight, and the Psychos will lose most of their army numbers here. Heavy cavalry archers, even with the cheaper prices, Lohans, not too easy to replenish, and also costly in terms of gold and wood and upgrades here. Serious lag here. I hope it's a capture H thing and not in-game thing here. Psychos being pushed severely back here though. They're down 1000 in score now, and yeah, no sign of trade for either team yet. So gold access could be an issue, but just look at the sheer force here of Cunning Linguist here with the Paladins. We still have Psychos pocket in the castle age, and is contributing pikemen at this point that won't do too much against Lithuanians with 4 relics here. Pinky is definitely doing work for his team here now. As a cleanup again, Cavalry Archers never going to reach the critical mass again here for Dr. Dude. And this is PowerPoint style graphics here at this point. And assuming it wasn't this laggy in their game, it must be my capped rage making things a little bit bumpy here. There's some movement down here as well. Yeah, Oxen still in the cast stage, but contributing here together with his teammate, and they're really taking Marius' numbers out here. Marius now still has 100 villagers, I think, or is that no, 52 villagers, 46 army. That's the total population above here. Yeah, halberdiers, good call of course for the Ethiopians here. They have full upgrades as well, but with the crossbows of Oxen, that should still be enough to take them out here, and Lithuanians plus 8 paladins on their own should still be able to take decent fights against halberdiers. Both flanks of Psychos are taking a serious beating here now, and there doesn't seem to be a way back for Psychos here. Even though it's a sneaky castle in the corner for Randy Panda here to deny some more resource access of Dr. Dude, and we can tell by the mining camp here for Randy Panda that he actually found this by accident. Because when you place a foundation like this on top of a building, you obviously can't build it, but you're allowed to place it. It's a result of the palisade wall or building foundation scouting. Look at the raids here, and Pinky with a very much forward castle as well, all the way from his pocket position back over here. Oxen with markets in the corner as well, dropping 3 markets, blocking the other 3 here, but hey, trade. Just to be on the safe side here, Cunning Linguist, they've been raiding so heavily they have actually taken the builder's lead here, and Cunning Linguist with a whooping almost 150 army lead at this point. Shouldn't be an easy way back here for the Psychos, and I'm not sure why they keep holding on either here. They're just running around that crazy and trying to get counter raids in, but they should realize soon enough that this has to be GG. So it's not too easy to follow the action here with all the stuff going on here, and a bit of a PowerPoint slideshow going on there. Marius with a desperate attempt at the reboom here to build a TC in the middle of nowhere, but those 34 villagers won't live for long in the middle of everything going on here. GG is called. And the game goes to Cunning Linguist. Solid Arabia performance here, I must say. It looked grim after Oxen taking a serious hit early on here, but in the end, it's Cunning Linguist's game to win with especially solid pocket play from Pinky 299 here with the Lithuanians. Let's have a quick look at the stats here, and then we'll go on to Division 2 and Don Domingos next. So see most of the players getting hand card before the Imperial Age transition here, and so look at the military here. Pinky definitely MVP here with the military score here, and I'm not sure what that number means here. That's like the unlimited sign. Maybe because he didn't lose any, I'm not sure. The economy shows most wood for the archer civilizations here, and Oxen getting decently back into the game population-wise in the end. Did have an army high of 62, and Randy Panda fittingly with the 105 military here, so large military numbers for everyone, but in the end it was Cunning Linguist's game.